falls in stall 3, you're certainly getting a little bit upset. And you've got 3 more left to load. Not going to be long. Let's join Mark Johnson.
Thanks very much indeed, James. Waiting here on Daytona Lady. Last one moving forward now. In the gate. And they're off. Little awkward coming out of the stalls was one more ollie from stall number 9 and will trail them in the early stages. The early speed on the inside, girls want to have fun, goes forward. So too around the outside, Beautiful Sunrise, and between those two is Mogok Vally. They're then being followed through on the inside by Inyak Lamar, who's now pushing up with the help of the inside rail to take 3rd place, relegating Mogok Vally now to 4th position. Then towards the inside rail is Royal Bliss, who's on the turn, racing in 5th. Hiatus is in 6th. Towards the inside, Daytona Lady is racing in 7th. Corinthian Kid is in 8th as they go through the halfway point. Muy Guapo is last but one, and one more ollie is the back marker. Racing down towards the final quarter of a mile. Girls want to have fun, now being tackled by Beautiful Sunrise. On the inside, Inyak Lamar. Also staying onto the inner rail is Daytona Lady, but it is now Beautiful Sunrise who goes on, rallying Mogok Vally down the wide outside. Inyak Lamar still there on the inner, and then towards the outside, Hiatus is picking up late. They're racing inside the final 150 yards, and it's Mogok Vally who's out in front for Lewis Edmunds. Mogok Vally wins. Beautiful Sunrise may have just held 2nd. Rallying on the outside was Royal Bliss with Hiatus.
Mogok Vally wins for Lewis Edmunds, and William Muir and Chris Grassick back at Kempton perhaps was key for this Sunners off. And he disappointed at Seville last time out. Tight for the places. Beautiful Sunshine's run a cracking race from stall 10. But it's the first time Cheek Pieces on Demure. Grassick runner comes out on top, and he was an eye-catcher when finishing 2nd back in January. Had a lovely seat just behind Beautiful Sunrise in 4th place. And it was a much more conventional run through, unlike behind Expert Agent 2 starts back. It was all very straightforward. Pace setter, which girls want to have fun. She hasn't seen out the 6 furlongs once again. Again, Lamar, quick turnaround from Wolverhampton, no excuses. The handicap has probably got him about right off his current mark. I think you can certainly take Beautiful Sunrise out of the race. Bearing in mind, stall 10 had to use up a lot of petrol to get a decent position, and Daniel Muscat. And again, staying on strongly was Hiatus. I think 7 furlong might see him in a good light. And Royal Bliss has run well to share 3rd place. But it was all about our winner. And if you forgave the Seville defeat last time, you could certainly give Mogok Vally a good chance in the form, Jess.
Yeah, first time Cheek Pieces as well might have been a benefit for Mogok Vally, who comes away quite comfortably in the end. Very close between the next. Let's take it from the gates here, Rachel. Mogok Vally coming out of stall 6, pretty even enough break. And yeah, as we know, it just paid to be handy tonight, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this race was run quick enough, but the main protagonists were the ones hanging around for the most of it. Daytona Lady and one more ollie were both really keen. Then again, both of them were sort of anchored and immediately right-handed hook to get to the rail from their wide draws. As girls just want to have fun, who was worked up in the gates and then sprung the lid and went out. And Beautiful Sunrise, off the 7.5-month layoff, doing a lot of things for the first time, needs to settle better, because was still leaning onto Danny Muscat's hands with about 2.5 furlongs to go, wanting to go a bit quicker. And your eventual winner, Mogok Vally, actually looked to be slightly outpaced for a few strides when Lewis Edmund first asked him to go and win the race, and then sort of grinds it down. I mean, the one thing was coming out of a 7-furlong race at Southwell in a 0 to 85 company, and then back down to 6 into 0 to 75 company, very much more where he fits, and he just has a nice run down the outside, ears pricked like that. The Cheek Pieces definitely just helped him keep a little bit more to himself. He's been consistent to this point, but he's going to get a fair old wallop from the handicapper for that success. Yeah,
just interested to see the head on here. Royal Bliss, the horse that you gave a good mention to, didn't have a best of running room, and Stefano Churchy just sort of angling in and around and just stayed on quite strongly. You can see there, no really room. That's where the gap sort of appeared. He just stayed on creditably, I thought, and not in an ideal race setup for him.
Yeah, I mean, him and Muy Guapo sort of had a little bit of coming together. Hiatus on the outside, same, but he just was a little bit slower today to pick up the pace. That race last week, he had a lot quicker geared changes to get through, whereas today he sort of just was petering, outpaced and go. And I could see off the back of this run that they might sort of try and step back up to 7 off the back of this, or keep them at 6. But obviously, like we said, we didn't get the first invite, so we didn't get the second.
Yes, we can see returning into the winner's enclosure, Mogok Valley, which gives William Muir and Chris Grassick their first winner of 2023. I know it's been a difficult run of things with the news that Pile Driver has had a further setback, so with thoughts with them, but I'm sure having a winner like this just softens some blows a little bit, and Mogok Valley gets the job done with Lewis Edmunds on board and returns at 8-1 for the Muir Racing Partnership Windsor. Second with Beautiful Sunrise at 13-2, and third was Raw Bliss at 17-2. And the winning time for Mogok Valley, 1 minute 12.46 seconds, which is 1.46 seconds above the standard and 0.24 seconds above the standard furlong per furlong.